Hi, it's Fionna Gossling with Royal LePage, and I've got the quick update as to what happened in Oakville real estate in July 2025. So, it was a bit of a slow month. The summer is always slow. When you look at this chart, you can see that prices are down slightly in 2025, and they're down even from where they were in 2021, which is the first time we've seen that on this chart. Um, This graph again is just showing us the average and the median sale price month over month going back to 2019. And I think is a really useful illustration in showing that sometimes when we're looking at the average and median sale prices, they go up and they go down. But what we really should be looking at is the overall trajectory of where things are going and where we think things will go in the future. So as you can see from here, we had 226 sales this month. It's actually reasonably decent given how slow the market feels it is. I've noticed less showings on properties, and the summer is typically a very slow month. But this July, 226 sales, which all in all is not bad when looking at what's been happening in the last number of years in Oakville. There was a lot to choose from, though. There was 1,330 units to choose from. That's condos, townhouses, detached homes, which means there's 5.9 months of inventory, which is very much a buyer's market. And it means you've got to be prepped right, you've got to be selling, you've got to be marketed right if you're thinking about selling. And the average sale price did drop to 1.338. And you can see here the average sale price in June was 1.449. And so I went back and looked because that is quite a drop. And I wanted to see what was happening. It's an anomaly. And so before I threw it out, I wanted to look at all of the data. And really what it comes down to is some of the more expensive end of the market just didn't sell in the month. And some of the more expensive condos also didn't sell, and some of the more expensive townhouses. So I don't think it's that there has been a consistent drop in prices across all property types so much as in that month of the 226 units that sold, we didn't see some of those larger sales go through. Having said that, when I look at what has sold conditionally, so it won't have been reported sold firm yet, there are some larger sales that have happened in August. So it will be interesting to see what the August stats show there. So if we're comparing this year to last year, our transactions volume of sale is up 23%, way more product to choose from, 37% more product to choose from. And it's the sale price, average sale price was down 8% year over year. And it's taking about 18% longer to sell a property. And then when we break that down a little bit further, this really was shocking. We haven't seen the average sale price of a detached home has normally been hovering around that 2 million mark, either just a little above or just a little below. And so to be at 1.784 is quite low. And again, it's because we didn't see some of those more expensive properties in that segment. The same is true of townhouses and condos. So when you're looking at this slide here, you can see although the number of sales was fairly consistent, and even the number of active listings over the last 4 months have been fairly active, it's just missing those more expensive properties that's affecting that average sale price there. The same is true of townhouses, so down about $100,000, almost $90,000. And condos are way down. So that just tells me that some of the more expensive units just didn't sell. And that'll happen some months. If you had specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I think there is still opportunity in today's market. And if you wanted to explore any of that or know of somebody who's thinking about buying or selling and needs some help, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I will check back in next month with an update as to what happened in August. Hope you're enjoying the rest of your summer.